asked Dan Stroud a lot of questions about that 51-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Can you just take me through selling that route, which clearly it looks like it's supposed to be a drag route?
Yeah.
You just hop up the field.
Yeah.
Can you just take me through like, working that route and developing, learning how to run that route?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how that play is designed. You know what I'm saying? You want to give the illusion of the drag, and then once you get dropped by the corner, the middle should be yours. So really the technique of running that route is just, having body presence to the drag, and what comes with that is turning your shoulders, facing the sideline so that the corner is able to cut you, and then by the time you put your foot in the ground, you can take the middle.
They was talking about how you maybe had to work it a little bit more because there was a little bit of traffic you had to get through. That's like when you're working through that time, what's the patience that comes with that, making sure you don't, the timing is still there?
The main thing with those type of routes is just getting through clean. With double moves like that, if you get held up at all, it's not really going to be there. So just navigating, being good, and using your hands so that no one can hold you up. Because a lot of the time there's going to be a linebacker there waiting for you, walling you, not letting you get across to the other side of the field. But once you clear them, there's really nobody else there. So we've definitely worked out a lot with hand combat and just playing strong and running physical and stuff like that.
Emeka, I'm trying to say this the right way. Does it add value for you and Marvin that you got some reps when Jackson's not out there, not commanding coverage or anything like that? You guys you had to be the guys to leave the room and then deliver it in that setting. Whatever the opponent is, just that you got some reps like that in the last 2 games. Is there value in your mind?
I'll say there's a little value there. Just knowing that Jackson's down and knowing that we have one less body in the receiver room, so that you really have to execute your plays top notch. Not that you don't have to do that all the time, but there's definitely more sense of importance on every play, I would say. But at the end of the day, we've executed plays like the past 2 weeks, 24/7 every time we step on the field, whether Jackson's in or not. And just focus on being great receivers for our quarterback.
What do you think that could mean for you guys now once you do get Jackson?
I mean, it means a lot, being able to play fast like we have played the last 2 weeks. Even with Jackson back, it's just that much more of a threat to the defenses.
Does your role change at all with those two guys back, or are you still doing the same things when they're out?
It's not really a question for me to answer, I'd say. I feel like my role on this team is whatever the coaches decide it to be, and I'm going to fulfill it to the best of my ability and just hopefully contribute to us winning a lot of games this year.
These guys already asked you about that touchdown Saturday?
Which one?
Cut up the middle.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Can I ask you one more time?
Yeah.
Mainly, you're concerned there. You're running like a drag.
Yeah.
But do you have the option to turn it up or keep the drag? I mean, what was sort of the thing there? And what told you? Because could you even sense CJ waiting for you to make your move?
Right. That's really how the play is designed. Because we have plays where I do run drags, and that was just an illusion of a drag where I take the middle. So I know I'm the main read on that, and I have a little bit of time, but you don't want to be too patient. But once I knew I had the middle, I knew CJ was going to look my way.
Yeah, you look like you were a guy almost crossing the street with cars going by. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
What I don't know, not guts is not the right word, but what does it take to kind of run that route and sell it? You know what I mean? Before you
just playing physical, playing strong, knowing you're going to have to go in the box with linebackers, hand combat, and just making sure you're free by the time you turn up the field.
Yeah, and to have a veteran quarterback like CJ who was patient enough to let that develop, I mean, would that just give you more insight into what he's about?
Yeah, that just speaks a lot to his game. He knows what the coverage is, and he knows it's going to be open, even if it was a little muddy through the first, 2 seconds of the play. So just seeing how he allowed it to develop is just really speaks on his maturity level as a quarterback.
I'm starting to see JSN, Coach was saying they should be back in the mix. What do they look like to you, he and Julian?
They're both working their hardest, doing a lot of recovery to get back as soon as they can. If they are able to get back, that would be great. We're happy to have them. If they're not able to, we're just focused on getting them healthy and make sure that we're going to have them the rest of the season.
Emeka, what's going through your mind after the punt return is called back?
You can't be too mad at the end of the day. We're in this as a team, so I don't hold anything against whoever had penalties on that. It's unfortunate that we weren't able to get the ball back. That's our main focus on the unit. We had that happen twice that game, so we're definitely looking to clean that up. But if I'm able to hit another home run, I'd be happy to. And I'm just glad for the blocks I had on that play.
Did you know that it was going to be a penalty? Like, did you already see it happening?
As you're running,
you're like, this is going to get called back.
I'm not going to lie, I did see the flag early, like right as I caught it, I knew the flag was down. But why not put it on film? And if the other team has a penalty that cancels it out, that would be great. So I just decided to take it out, and then it ended up being a touchdown.
You came in as the #1 wide receiver in the country as far as recruiting rankings. What pressure did you feel coming in here? And just talk about living up to that. It feels like you've lived up to that and then some already.
I feel like the transition from high school to college, especially with me coming in what my ranking was, I felt a lot of expectation and I would say a little bit of pressure just from family and stuff back home. But once you get to college, rankings don't matter at all. You're here to put it in every day, grind and work on your game. It's like as if you're just a new freshman again, as if you were coming in high school. So I didn't really think too much about my rankings. I was just focused on grinding, getting better, and doing as much as I could for my team.
I know you want to put full effort in every route. I'm not saying that's not what you're doing, but is there any extra level of urgency when you know you are the first read in the route?
I wouldn't say so, because coverages can change and coverages can switch. So speed off the ball is always the main thing. If you're running good routes and you're running speed off the ball, even if you get tired, we have a great coaching staff that's going to get the rotation in right. Maybe call a run play or two so you can get your lungs back, and then be able to execute on every pass that's called.
Is the speed off the line of scrimmage more important when you read one versus read 2 or 3, would make there's a little bit more patience involved?
Yeah, sometimes there is patience. There's definitely routes where you're the last read. You have a little more time to mess around, not mess around, but get yourself into a better position to execute post snap. Whether that's giving more moves to the DB or tempo in your route on the snap. So there's definitely stuff like that, but in most concepts, it's speed down the field.
How difficult have these couple of weeks been for you? Because you came in thinking you would have one role, then Jackson goes down and you have to move in there. And now you have a good week last week, and now it looks like maybe your role will be changing, not necessarily changing, but you'll be playing different positions some more this week. How difficult has that been, and what has allowed you to adjust and flow?
I wouldn't say it's been difficult. It's definitely been a little more taxing on the body. But we have a great recovery staff, training staff. They've been getting me right every single day after games and stuff like that to get my legs back. So I wouldn't say it's been more difficult. I've had a lot of fun these last 2 weeks, and I'm going to continue to have fun if we keep winning games.
You guys all play every position, but what's the toughest part about mid-game switching up, going from Z to H?
Right. Mid-game, I would say, since I feel comfortable with my responsibility on the plays, like knowing what I'm doing, switching isn't that hard for me, but the main part about it is when you go to H from Z, like outside to inside or inside to outside, you haven't seen like how the DBs are playing, as from opposed to the corners to the safeties. So not knowing that right away is something that's more difficult. You got to learn to recognize what they're doing quicker, so you're able to execute better.
How do you feel, or what's the adjustment been like returning punts as well?
One more time.
What's been the adjustment like for you, kind of like returning punts for the first time?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say it was an adjustment. I've gotten those reps a lot of times in practice. Even last year when Garrett was the main punt returner and then Jackson went in, I caught my first punt in Indiana, I think. I didn't return it, but I caught it. So getting those game reps is definitely big, but I get game reps in practice all the time, so I was able to, do it and move into it feeling comfortable.
Are there things like you during that one that was called back? What are the things you feel like you've done as a punt returner, things you want to work on?
Yeah, definitely working on being more aggressive to the ball. The very first punt of the game, our first drive, the ball hit the ground, rolled all the way back to the 4-yard line. I was just like, it took a bad bounce, but at the end of the day, you got to be aggressive towards the ball and catch it. So definitely working on, catching the ball at full speed, because that's going to be the situation at sometimes. So just securing the kick.
Is it hard to be aggressive with the ball, or do you just have to make things come to time?
Sometimes it's a little scarier because, the faster you're moving, the harder it's going to be, especially when the ball's wiggling in the air. It's just something that comes with reps and just working on it.
Was the move away from kick returner just to decrease your load for the game?
We got a great guy back there. Chip's training might even be better than me, so he hasn't gotten a chance to return any yet, but you guys are going to see Saturday. Chip's he's a very special talent, one of the most if not the most athletic guy on the team. I'm excited to see him return some stuff.
Have you ever seen a linebacker return a kick?
I haven't, but I mean, this should be. I wouldn't be surprised if he took the first one he's ever gotten back. I mean, he's one of the fastest guys on the team, being 230 pounds. He can do backflips like it's nothing. He's one of the strongest guys in the weight room. Like, it's going to be, if me personally on the kickoff team, I would not want to tackle him.
What's it been like to watch him? What's it been like to watch him return in practice?
Seeing them return in practice, it's like you don't really realize how fast he is until he hits that crease. And once he hits that crease, like no one on the scout kickoff team has been able to catch him. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he took it back.
Most athletic guy on the team.
Well, yeah, he's up there. He's up there.
Without having Jackson, obviously, and Julian and Cam, and you guys are very short-handed. Did you and Marvin ever have a conversation, or you two, about, hey, we got to be big eyes at least starting the season?
That's something me and Marvin have talked about, coming in, the first day living together freshman year. We've always dreamed about playing at a high level together and kind of being like, I think we can be better than them, but kind of be like what Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson were at LSU. So, but, when we knew Jax and Julian were down, we kind of had a little conversation, but, we both know we were built for this. We're here for a reason, and I was just excited to play with him.
And how would you assess how you've done the first 2 games?
I'd say we definitely left a couple of things on the field. Obviously, the stats suggest that we do pretty good, but we have very high expectations for ourselves. So we're looking to go out there every week and just dominate our opponent, and get everything that we can out of the game.
You and Marvin came in thinking that you wanted to be Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
Does that make you Jamar Chase?
Yeah, that's what I asked. Who was that?
I'm Emeka and Marvin's Marvin. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what our future holds, especially for Marvin. He's a special talent.
On that note, thanks.
Hey, thanks.
Quality answer.
Quality answer.